What's up, what's up, what's up? We're gonna catch a vibe before I get, because I got motherfuckers trying to attack my kingdom and shit. Nah, but, that's not what I'm trying to do, though. It's really not what I got going on. I was watching a couple of videos, like one video was saying, it was a video of an older lady from back in like the 60s or the 70s or whatever era, and dude was saying like a lot of this gonna go over their heads. And a lady was saying about, how she wanted her man to lie to her, and so on and so forth. And I don't really think it was to the effect of like lie to her like that. I think it was more so like what I was saying when I was telling my husband, you should treat this marriage like a business. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of similar to that effect is what she was getting at. And I was going, just delve into that topic a little bit about how, in society, women have become the ones that have conformed and altered and adapted and, constructed their way in such a manner to where we adjust ourselves to suit the needs of men. And I guess this was more so based on, well, what are men doing? You know what I'm saying? Because the whole concept of what the lady was saying, by telling her man to lie to her, and the whole concept of what I'm saying by when I say treat it like a business is the same concept. Is when you dealing with the motherfuckers out there in the streets, you put your best face forward, period. You don't come to them mad, aggravated, talking crazy, looking crazy. You go to them and you put your best face forward. When you go to work, you put your best face forward. When you round your friends, you putting your best face forward. You all, like, men always putting on for the wrong ones. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't put on for another motherfucker, but come to me, and then now you got an attitude, and you disgruntled, and you unpleasant, and a pest to be around. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to deal with that shit neither. We don't want to deal with it neither. And I don't say this because I'm mad. Like, it's like, I know I be coming off like very aggressive. I'm trying to work on that. I really am, because I know I'm going through a lot of shit, and I come off in a way that could be what people not want to, deal with me. You know what I'm saying? But I try to put my best face forward when I'm out in public, and I try to put my best face forward on, any level, because, you got to. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, what I'm saying is, it's time for both parties involved to make adjustments in order for us to heal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of men out there that's hurt. It's a lot of women out there that's hurt. It's a lot of people out there that's hurt. It's a lot of kids hurting. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pain. And people don't talk about it. And they just drown themselves into the mundane. Fashion, hair, shoes, cars, shit like that they cover up their pain with. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. Drugs. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're drowning your pain with, you got to deal with the pain. You got to face the pain head on. You got to face it. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to pull my girdle up, big girl shit. But you got to face it. You gotta examine it. You know, you gotta break that shit open sometime, chip a little piece off, take it, put it under a microscope, you know, adjust the light just so you can see it properly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do these things to that pain because it affects how we treat each other. You know what I mean? It affects our desires. It affects our perversions. You know what I mean? Like, the way that we are is due to the pain, which must be examined, you know, properly in all aspects. And some people like to run and hide from that job, that task. And, you know, the world is too beautiful to be carrying around pain that has been unexamined. Real shit. It might take time, but I mean, what we got? We got shit but time. We got nothing but time. You know what I mean? That's what life is. Time, minutes, seconds, hours. You know, just ticking. And you should use that time properly. You know, it's good to be around people. It's good to be in social settings. It's good to experience life. But you cannot properly experience life if you are carrying around tons of pain. You know what I mean? And you just got to deal with that shit. You got to face that shit. And like I was saying at the, you know, the beginning of this, the concept that those statements were based on from women like, lie to me, you smiling. When she say you smiling at that nigga at the job all day long. I'm gonna play that shit so y'all can hear what the fuck I'm talking about. I had seen this video before, some years ago. And, you know, I really was feeling what she was saying back then, but I felt like some people take words too literal. You know what I mean? Like, they can't read between the lines to see behind what's being said, to see the actual meaning of what's being said. You know, the reasoning behind the words that are being used. You know what I mean? So, you know. Some of y'all not gonna understand what this sister is I hope I don't get no yellow check or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you lie to me. And I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat
you.
You
must.
Treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell because I love you. I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, you know, fake it with me.
That message is gonna go over a lot of y'all head. I guarantee it.
So that's the whole gist of what I was saying as well. Like, treat this marriage like a business, because when you go to work, you put your best face forward, you put your best attire on, you go in there, you have your cologne or your perfume on, you know what I'm saying, your hands clean, you got gum in your mouth, you know what I'm saying, you is putting your best face forward when you on your job doing what it is that you do, whatever it is that you do. When you go there, you put your best face forward, unless you just don't give a fuck about your job. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a fuck about life in general. But I know personally for me, when I go to work, I put my best face forward. Now, when I see it's some bullshit going on, I'm not going to be quiet about it. But, you know, that's just me. But especially when a bitch bring it my way. Don't bring that shit my way. Because if you start doing shit to me and bringing shit my way, I'm going to address that. I'm not finna stand down like no pussy. But nonetheless, When you go to a job, you put your best face forward. When you go out in the world and you deal with people, when you in the grocery store shopping, anywhere, I don't know, I feel like I'm a pleasure to be around. Because when people in the world interact with me, they always seem happy afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always leave people smiling. One of my things I like to tell people when I deal with them is, thank you for coming to work today. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, if they wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have got help. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. But nonetheless, that's just me. So I just want men to know that women want the same things. Like, if y'all want us to be pleasant and y'all want us to be a pleasure to be around, well, why can't y'all do the same for us? It's an exchange, right? It's an interaction. You know what I mean? An interaction is an exchange. That means that energy is being transmitted back and forth. So why can't y'all do that for us? That lady said something. That lady said, I get the frowns because I love you. I get the least of you. You know what I mean? And that's not cool. On no ends, from nobody, in no relationship. Family, friends, lovers, co-workers. Like, it should always be an even exchange, man. You know, and that's partially what's wrong with the world. Like, the energy exchange is skewed. The government gets the most of our energy, and, you know, we are left with the least. And trying to divvy that out amongst our family and friends is, you know, sometimes a daunting task. Like, sometimes you don't know how to divvy that energy out properly. And we got to do better at being consciously aware of how we're dividing energy between people in our lives. You know, you got to be aware of that. And especially when it's in a relationship that you consider to be the staple of life. Like, you know, your marriage should be a relationship that you consider to be a staple of life. A union like that should be something that, you know, that's a foundation. You know what I mean? And being that that is a foundation, you only build your foundation with the strongest materials. You know, you don't build your foundation with straw. You build your foundation with bricks or cement, concrete slabs. You know what I mean? I'm not a mason or anything, but I have, you know, worked on a couple of habitat homes in my day, and, you know, we built a couple of foundations. Shit. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. But nonetheless, you know, I've experienced so many different aspects of life, and only thing that I can say has been consistent is poverty and suffering. You know, and that's sad because I'm not a impoverished mindset type of person. So, you know, it's sad when you look around and everything is desolated and distraught, and, you know, ain't nobody trying to fix it. They just go out into the outskirts of the city and build more shit. You know, go further out into the outskirts of the city and build more shit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't fix what was already built. That's not a good way of, or that Shama say it like this, that's not a good example for the future generations. You know, it's not a good example when you're teaching them, don't fix anything, just go build more shit. Don't fix what was already built. Don't fix your already built foundations. Just go build more foundations. Just go spread and build throughout the world and leave destruction behind you. Because if you don't fix what was already built, what is that? It's destruction. It's destroyed, dilapidated. You know? And I ain't like the smartest tool in the box, but goddamn, I can see something that we're not paying attention to. And that's something that we're not paying attention to. We're not paying attention to what they're doing. And then when they do come fix it, it's at the last possible moment, you know, and then once they fix it, they triple the rent. We cannot begin to treat our own lives the way they have. That was never our costume. We are people of this earth, bruh. We are actually from this earth. Like, we were integrated into this earth. You see what I'm saying? Like, some alien DNA from long ago came and integrated with this planet. They came and they don't fit in this planet. And it's not a color, it's a mindset. It used to be a color. Like, yeah, it used to be. It did. It used to be a color thing. But now it's not a color thing. They taking over the bodies of blacks just like they taking over the bodies of whites, just like they taking over the bodies of Puerto Ricans, just like they taking the bodies of Mexicans, Asians, Philippines. They taking over the bodies. They don't give a fuck no more because they found out that them white people bodies wasn't going to hold up throughout time if they was going to take over them. That's what they found out. Their bodies was going to break down. Their bodies wasn't strong enough. And now that they found out that bodies can be weak and strong, they begin trying to weaken our bodies. And a lot of us are mutating. You know what I mean? And it's just, it is what it is. You know, a lot of us are mutating and we're becoming something different. And to me, how I see things is this. When they get in their labs and they get to cooking shit up, I like to be consciously aware that I know that these things are going on. But I'm never in a mode where I'm scared of what they're doing. Because I know God is going to instruct me on exactly what I need to do to make it through whatever it is that they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I know biological warfare is the thing. I know it's been going on for years. I know that a lot of our people are not even aware that this is what's going on. And I know that a lot of us don't think that it has any bearing on life, but it does. These biological warfare, experiments. Yes, that's what I was looking for. These biological warfare experiments that they have been enacting upon the American public have been going on for decades at this point. And probably about as long as I've been alive. I want to say probably about 40 years, probably longer. They've probably been doing it since the 70s, the 60s, and the 70s. And, you know, because you got to think, when did the manufacturing shit pop off? Well, the manufacturing shit popped off in like the 20s, 30s. When manufacturing became a science and, you know, they were using machines to produce things and they started trying to work towards, what do they call it? The industrial era. That era, the industrial era, that's when they began speeding things up. We got to figure out the fastest way to make this. We got to figure out the cheapest ingredients to use. We got to figure out the cheapest way to get it to the public. We got to figure out a way to make the public demand this particular product. It became a science. Okay, and when it became a science, I remember the guy, Charlie Chaplin, used to be a comedian during that time. This white dude. I know probably y'all don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, but you know, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, nonetheless, that's when they began formulating ways to attack all the areas of a product and construct all the areas of a product in such a manner to which we're addicted to these products. See, they started this whole addiction thing. You know, we people, like, we from this earth, we use plants for what they was worth when they needed to be used. And they came along and they used these drugs to get us to work long hours, to get us to enslave ourselves to these products, i.e. Coca-Cola. You know, like, this ain't some shit like, oh, we brought this shit and we did this shit, man. No, we ain't the ones in the labs making these products. We ain't the ones in the labs coming up with these ideas, man. They are. They prevent us from getting in them labs. They don't want me in the lab. They don't want nobody that's a free thinker in the lab. They don't want a free thinker in the justice system. They don't want a free thinker as one of your politicians. That's not what they want. You know what I mean? And all of these systems that they've designed and they teach and they hold classes on, and it's just all to keep us further away from being in control of how we divide our energy. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want us to have control of our own day. They don't want us to be free. They don't want us to detach from the system. They don't want us dependent on ourselves, dependent upon the land. And they don't want us as men and women to be able to properly communicate with each other or understand one another. That's not what they're promoting. And they're turning the American population, they're turning the population all over the globe. It's even spread at this point to where people are so hell-bent on living out these lives that don't influence growth. These lives don't influence growth. Like, it's no growth in it. There's no evolution. We're still trying to do the same things that they were promoting in the 20s. It's 2020. That's 100 years. 1920s, they was promoting marriage and having babies and having families and having picket fences. And people is still trying to do that. We're still trying to do that lifestyle. Where's the evolution? The only thing that has happened is, if anything, because we're standing still, we've de-evolized, however you say it. I don't even know how to say it. I don't know if I'm saying the right word, but we've digressed, okay? We've digressed as a nation and as a people, and they've been using this whole marriage, family, work to keep us in this confinement. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have a union, and I'm not saying that you're not supposed to procreate. I'm just saying that maybe the manner in which we're doing it isn't helping us to evolve. You know? Maybe the manner in which we're going about life is not pro-evolution. And perhaps we should make more of a conscious effort to change that. It's simple. Like, you could just simply start changing it by changing the way that you conduct yourself when you're around people. You know, that's what I'm attempting to do. Sometimes I say too much. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to act like I don't know that. I say too much sometimes and I don't have a filter. And sometimes I hurt people's feelings. So I got to work on that. You know what I mean? And this ain't no New Year resolution type shit, because I don't believe in that. This is just me making a conscious effort to try to be better than I was before. You know what I'm saying? And that's really all it is. That's all a person can do. Like, you can't run around this bitch trying to compete with this person, compete with that person, compete. You can't do that. You gonna drive yourself fucking crazy trying to compete with another motherfucker, dog. Because the bitch gonna always want up your ass. You gotta be happy with you. You gotta know that no two raindrops are alike. No two snowflakes are alike. No two human beings are alike. It's not meant for me to be shaped like the next bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just accepted that shit. I accepted that a long time ago. Way back when I was in motherfucking, when I was in the ninth grade. I don't even think I was in, no, I was in the ninth grade. Okay, I was finna say maybe it was summertime. But no, I was in the ninth grade, and girl was popping that shit, and she didn't know I was from Duval. She didn't know it. And I had to run them hands on her ass, you know what I'm saying? And boom, I'm sitting on top of her ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, I basically giving her the opportunity to, we call this shit quits. But she starts running off at the mouth. Oh, get this fat ass bitch up off me. And da, 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 da. I went to bamming her head into the concrete. Bitch, no fucks given. I don't give no fucks. So I'm telling you, when I say my shit official, my shit official. And I still can move, and I still, all right. But anyhow, that ain't what we talk about. Let me get my ego off the, you know, it's not about my ego. Sit your ass down somewhere. But no, what it's about is that when she said that shit, I knew then I was not the size of everybody else around me. I knew I was thick. I was always kind of thick. I was always more developed than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. I remember one time my mama took me to the doctor because I hadn't started growing titties way before I was supposed to. But yeah. So there's that. So I always knew that I was different. I always knew that I was thicker. I always knew that, you know, I wasn't the average high yellow girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always knew that. Like, I wasn't that. But nonetheless, we got to stop trying to be like what we see them be like, because it's not working for them either. You know, they're not happy with the way things are going in society either. And they're making efforts to change their thought process and change their way of thinking about life. And I think if that's a telltale sign. Like, if they're doing it, why we so reluctant to do so? Why are we so reluctant to adjust our thought process? Why are we so reluctant to adjust the way we treat each other, the way we handle each other? You know, like, when I talk to people that I ain't talked to from years ago, and, you know, from when I was a kid and when I was out there in the streets for real, and, you know, they know I ain't living that life no more, you know, and I know, you know, they not really on what I'm on either. You know what I'm saying? But when we speak, it be love. Because it be a shit, we could be dead. We could be dead, we could be in the penitentiary, we could be fucked up out here for real, but we still alive, we still functioning, we still able to walk around, speak, think, be. So I'm happy that you even breathing, my nigga. Like, it's good to see you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to talk to you, dog. Like, people get hung up on the wrong shit. This life I lived could have killed me. So when you see me out in public and I'm smiling and I'm dealing with people and I'm, being pleasant with people, it's not because I want anything from that person. It's because life ain't show me no smiles. It ain't show me no smiles. Life did not show me smiles. So I make an effort to smile to people. You know what I'm saying? I make an effort to be pleasant with them. Thank you for coming to work today. I don't give a fuck. Well, I went and pawned my ring, man. I was in there telling them, thank you for coming to work today, man. Thank y'all for coming to work today. I really appreciate y'all being here. And I say that to people on the phone when I deal with them on the phone. Thank you for coming to work today. It ain't much, but it's just a little something to let them know, like, shit, if ain't nobody else told you that they appreciate you showing up today, I appreciate you showing up today, because I know it ain't easy to always show up. It ain't easy. You know what I mean? And sometimes, instead of people taking that and paying that forward, they take advantage of that. Like, what I found is that when you do that to people on a personal level, they take advantage of that shit. They take advantage of it. And we got to do better. Like, y'all got to stop that shit. Y'all got to stop that scam shit, bro. You scam your friends, you scam your family, you scam a motherfucker you don't know, you scam God. You'll try and scam God. You will try and scam God. It's one thing to take advantage of all the liberties that we have. It's another thing to use manipulative tactics to further push your people into the bottom. We already at the bottom. We is already at the bottom. It's a lot of laws and policies and procedures that we could take advantage of. And that would make us equally paid, if not more. It's grants. It's all type of funding that you could get for certain facilities, for certain programs. I mean, y'all see my page. I set it up. Like, literally, motherfuckers don't even realize, like, we could all link up, say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how much it's going to cost. This is how much it would cost if we split it between all of us. And get funding to do it. We could get funding to do this shit. Like, we could get funding to provide these people, our people, with the facilities that they need. Like, the shit I'm looking for, where I'm looking for an in-house program where you could go and you could stay for about 3 months, 3 to 6 months, get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even in some extensive cases, maybe even stay for a year. You know what I'm saying? And for single women, single men, like men who going through issues because they behind on their child support, women who going through issues because their baby daddies ain't helping them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about helping women, dog. Like, it's not just about helping adults. It's about helping us. And I could see it in my mind, like all these old houses here in Jacksonville that got like 20 rooms in them bitches. You know what I'm saying? You could bust that bitch down and make that a facility, a live-in facility, dog. They do it for probation officers, like probations, like people who on parole, they do it for them. Why you can't do it for single men that's going through issues? They done fell behind on their child support. You know what I'm saying? Because them be the men who treat women bad. So that would help maybe stop some of the resentment that those men have against successful women. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, women who ain't got kids, as myself, I don't got kids, and pisses me off to see some of these women use the system and they got all these fucking kids and they don't even take care of their kids, but they getting all this assistance that I can't access. That shit is aggravating. Just because I don't got kids, because I won't get a slave master no babies. Y'all don't see how we still slaves, my nigga. So, anyways, I was, put that side play there. But, yeah, man. Why can't we offer these people, why can't we link up and offer these facilities in our community? Like, all these groups getting nonprofit money, and they ain't doing shit for us. And they tax returns, they utilize a bulk of their income and funding from various sources that they get funding from. They utilize the bulk of that on payroll and facility operations, i.e. office buildings, whatever assets that they acquire and they say that they need in order to conduct their businesses. Computers, phones, chairs, desks, lamps, papers, paper clips, the day-to-day operations. They utilizing a bulk of that funding on their tax returns towards that. You got motherfuckers getting paid like $200,000. I think I seen one bitch was $120,000. I don't want to be wrong, but I know that some of their CEOs or the CEEs or whatever the fuck they're called, their COOs, whatever the fuck, chief executive operators, whatever the fuck, they're getting paid thousands. They're getting paid thousands, and their operating costs come up to millions. And the cost of the programs that they're running, it don't come up to millions. It's maybe come up to 1 million, maybe come up to 2 million, maybe 3 at the most. But the program, them paying rent and actually providing people with housing and actually providing people with job training and job placement and, any of those things that are actually going to help a person be stable and secure and successful. You know what I'm saying? And, less dependent upon the program, because once you send them out there, they should be stable, my nigga. It shouldn't be no doubling back. You know what I'm saying? And you can't tell me, oh, you pay one month of rent, maybe 2 months of rent for a person that's supposed to get them a leg up and they don't got no job and no way of making money. That's not going to do nothing for them. That's just going to give them 2 months to find a job. We need to do better. And meanwhile, they're soaking up all of the funding. That's why they shaking hands behind the scenes with these politicians. That's why always when you see them in these pictures, they got their hands in their pockets. Where your hands at, my niggas? I need to see your hands, because I don't trust you bitches as far as I can see you bitches. I know y'all getting this funding, and I know y'all not providing the resources and the facilities that y'all getting the funding to provide. And I ain't saying I'm mastermind behind it. I'm just saying, if they're getting the funding and they're not providing the facilities, why can't we get the funding and actually provide the facilities? It ain't that expensive to buy a house, fix it up, split some rooms up, charge these niggas a decreased rent rate, and that's the program. Y'all got offices and buildings and buildings and buildings and buildings, but where y'all housing people at? Nowhere. I'm going to tell you God's honest truth. The lady told me herself, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to get her in no trouble because, you know, she wasn't really, she ain't did shit wrong to me. She just told me some shit that I was, you know, probably shouldn't have been privy to. But she did tell me that they don't provide those housing facilities anymore. They used to at one point in the program, but they stopped doing it because people would call and complain about bullshit, and it was just more of a headache than it was a help. So that's what I mean. That's another thing we gotta stop doing. Stop being an ungrateful ass little bastard. Like real shit. Stop being an ungrateful ass little bastard. Cause on some real shit, when I went to that clinic, I've been going to that clinic since I found out I was HIV positive. Every time I go in there, I be nice to them people. I try to be polite with them people. You know what I'm saying? Them people be nice to me. It ain't always like that. Cause sometimes you go to a doctor and they see that you HIV positive, they treat you different. They treat you different. They don't provide you with the best health care possible. So when, you know, we got to stop being ungrateful about the help that we is receiving sometimes. You know what I mean? And I ain't going to act like I ain't fit, that my foot don't fit that bill. It do, and I have. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, shit, I'm working on me. And that don't exclude what I done did. No, that don't take away from the wrong I done did. I just hope that people can understand I've been through some shit, you know, and I'm doing better this year. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. I don't know. It's just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, man, we just got to do better, man. We got to really start consciously treating ourselves better and treating each other better, man. And not fake treating yourself better. Like you can't put cologne over shit and it still don't be shit. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Like, that don't do that. Please. Because we gonna still smell that shit up underneath that cologne, dog. Just, you know, FYI. But I ain't gonna hold you too long, man. I done been on here for about 40 minutes. I done talked my shit, you know, and I really do want to do that, though. So if y'all want to link up, I got my contact information, and I think I got an email on my you know, about you page or whatever the fuck in the description and shit. If y'all want to donate, you know, whatever. I ain't got no donations, so I don't know how that shit work. But I got information enough. Y'all want it, it's enough, you know. But I have been looking. Oh, my stomach growling. Yeah, it's time for me to go. My stomach telling me it's time to go fix something to eat. But yeah, man. If y'all want to link up though, you know, my shit in the bio or whatever the fuck they call it. Y'all be good to yourselves. Y'all be good to others, man. It don't take nothing to hit that thumbs up or that subscribe button. And don't be shy. Share this shit with another motherfucker.